All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 28th, 2025. This is the last day of the month. Good morning, and thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land, cyber land, podcast land. Appreciate your subscriptions. Appreciate your patronage to our BYOB podcast. All right, I really love that. Love the kind comments. Thank you for finding the value in my content. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning, 592. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5 are in daily downtrends. That's IWM, Russell 2000, QQQ, that's a NASDAQ 100, SPY, that's a S&P 500, and FNGU, that is the top 10 weighted stocks within the NASDAQ and the SPY, the S&P 500, and Diamond Dow DIA. All right, so all of the Fab 5 in daily downtrends. All made lower lows, lower highs, closing under bearish traps under their 17 EMAs. SPY closed, SPY in a daily downtrend, closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. Gold and silver both in uptrends. Both made lower lows and lower highs, closing under bearish traps under their 17 EMAs. USO made a higher low and a higher high, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17. UNG made an outside day, closing below a bearish trap, a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. US dollar index closed near the 107.36 area. SPY max pain for today is 592 with 2 puts to each call. That expires today at 4:15. Today is a monthly expiration day for the options. So let's go take a look at some charts, all right? I just want to make a note. USO is in a downtrend, UNG in a daily uptrend. All right, let's take some look at some charts, all right? So here's SPY. You can see price action. You get the candlesticks and the 3 EMA. That's the thin yellow line. Underneath the white line, that's the 8 EMA. Underneath the red dots, that's the 17 EMA, okay? I'm on a 15-minute chart. I can flip to a 10. Either way, you got a 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. All right, for the 2-hour chart. All right, again, we've got candles. All right, price action and the 3 EMA underneath the 8 EMA. All right, all 3 of those underneath a falling 17 EMA. So we got a 2-hour downtrend. On the daily chart, all right, we have price, okay, underneath the yellow 3 EMA. And then we've got both price and the yellow 3 EMA underneath the white 8 EMA. And all 3 of those underneath a rolling over 17 EMA. So on the daily chart, okay, we have a break of price here below the 17, below the 17 here. So we have ourselves a daily downtrend. All right, we're making lower lows right now, so that puts SPY into a daily downtrend. Okay, so there's SPY on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, all right, let's just take a look at it. Okay, now here's the break of the 17 right here. If they take out this low right here, 575.58, that will be a weekly downtrend if they make a lower low. All right, so I'm going to say price is probably headed right to 575.58, where there will be a battle. That is a M pattern right there. And I would expect that battle to last for more than 2 or 3 days, or actually more than 1 day. All right, probably 2 or 3 days, and from there we'll see if it goes on any further. All right, so that's there's the weekly. All right, weekly is still in an uptrend. So if the weekly's in an uptrend, you know the monthly is still in an uptrend. Okay, monthly has to come all the way back here to 411.38. That is the spike right here below the 17. So monthly is a long ways off from being in a downtrend. unless something terrible happens. But you can see right now, weekly will be in jeopardy right here at 575.80. All right, so they're kind of on their way there. We'll see what happens. Again, it is the valley between two peaks. It will be a magnet. I'm sure price action will probably want to head there, unless there's a rescue operation that happens this week or today. We'll see next week or today. So we'll see what happens. I don't think so. I think we're probably heading down to challenge this one more time. All right, so there's the weekly chart. There's SPY in a daily downtrend. All right, in a 2-hour downtrend, in a 10-minute downtrend. All right, now if you played SPY downtrend, game plan for yesterday, just want to bring that one up. Take a look at SPY on the 10-minute chart and see what we got here. And here's the game plan for yesterday. All right, you can see here below 592.61. All right, was our bearish entry below 592.61, and our bullish entry was above 595.85. So below 592.61 was our bearish entry. So if you played SPY or you traded SPY yesterday, you can see right here. Here's price action. All right, and we'll flip up the charts here and see if we can get this to match in here. And we'll slide this over just a little bit. Okay, so here's the bulls taking it from the lows of the previous day up to this high. Okay, right up to there. All right, and then what you have is red. All right, the bears take price from this high and move it down below right here. This is the red, this is the green. The bulls rally price from this low up to this high. All right, and the bears take it down to right here. All right, the red line, that's my entry, 592.61. You can see price breaks through right here, 592.61, and then from there you got a $6 drop straight into a gap fill for 585. So nice trade right there. So we traded this fall. It's a $6 drop. We can see right there, it's the entry. And then you can see right here was your exit at the end of day. Right there. So there's SPY. So there was the SPY game plan, and the game plan worked again. All right. I don't know if you guys subscribe to the game plan or follow the game plan, but there it is. Game plan worked. There's your red. Notice the red erases the green. Okay. The bears erase everything that the bulls have moved forward. Okay. Then they take it further. Okay, if you follow me on here, you'll know that when price moves up and holds the higher ground, that's bullish. All right, when price moves up and holds the higher ground, that's bullish. All right, when price moves up and then moves right back, that's neutral. All right, but when price moves up, moves back, and goes further south, that's bearish. Therefore, that's where our bearish entry is. And you can see price moved further south there. Okay? Pretty simple. All right? All you got to do is trade the game plan. That's all you got to do. All right? Price moves up. You got red erases green. Get in. You got, red erases green. Right there. Get in. That's it. It's pretty simple. All right? Traders made good money yesterday, trading this all the way down to 585, which was our destination. All right. So what's the game plan for today? All right. So let's go take a look at the game plan for today. And here we are with the game plan for today. Okay. The pivot is going to be 592. Okay. Kind of the same area we just broke out of. All right, because you can see price came down to this area several times to test it. Once, twice, 3 times, 592. So above 592, I want to be bullish. Below 592, I want to be bearish. So I'm looking for a 10-minute downtrend under 592. All right. 10-minute downtrend under 592. All right. All right. We're bullish if the bulls come in and let's just get out the boxes here. Okay. We're bullish if the bulls take price from this low and erase everything that the bears just did. Okay, that will be my bullish entry right up there. Okay, right here. When price gets right over this line right there. And of course, my bearish entry, all right, is going to be if the bears continue to move the ball further south or price action further south right here. Okay, so bullish entry, bearish entry. All right. Below 592, I want to play downtrends. All right. Underneath 592 and over 594.88, I want to play uptrends up here. Okay, so there's the game plan for today. All right, QQQ's got a game plan as well. Let's take a look at that one. QQQ game plan, all right? If the bears continue to move the ball further south, again, every 10-minute up downtrend underneath the pivot, all right? You'll have red erases green if price continues to move further south below this line, all right? So that's our entry for a 10-minute downtrend, or red erases green underneath 500.40. On the bullish side, all right, up over 508.80, I want to be a bull. So every 10-minute uptrend over 508.80, all right, I'm looking to play to the upside. And we have a green erases red scenario over 512.83. There's your QQQ game plan. All right, let's go look at the daily charts. All right, take a peek at what's going on here. All right, so QQQ, just like SPY, lower high, lower low. Okay, lower high, lower low. Closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Same as SPY. See it? Lower high, lower low, underneath the closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. That's a daily downtrend, SPY and QQQ. FNGU. Same deal. FNGU puts in a higher high and a lower low. Okay, that one didn't put in a lower high. That one put in a higher high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA there. Okay, Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow puts in a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath the 17 EMA. All right, there's Diamond Dow. All right, in a daily downtrend. Okay, got all of them are in daily downtrends. IWM puts in a lower high and a lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. IWM in a daily downtrend. All right, let's take a look at our technicals. T2122, you can see price action, found ourselves back into the sell zone. All right, if this keeps up, I think next week we find ourselves in the oversold zone if they continue to move price lower. All right, you can see we spent a lot of the day up here in the seller's chop zone, and then we fell out of bed right here back into the sell zone. T2123, just selling from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. All right, red from the opening candle all the way to the end of the day. Still caught underneath this falling 200 SMA right there. Got a falling 200 SMA. On the 3-bar chart, we have a visit that looks like we're coming back to a prior all-time high. That's that thin green line right here. You can see price action on the 3-bar chart put in 3 more red candle bars right there, coming back to this prior all-time high. I think we find that's going to be a destination, is this prior all-time high. Whether they find support there will be interesting to find out. They may find support and have a little bounce off of there. We'll find out what happens. Or bear flag, either one. They could bounce or bear flag. All right, there's T21.23. FNGU, you can see price action for FNGU yesterday. They got up high, couldn't hold the higher ground. Notice that. Came back down, bear flagged out, and then had a fall out of bed situation where they went to make lower lows all the way down here. Still caught underneath this falling 200 SMA and still underneath this all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. Okay, 200 SMA, that's the red line right through here. All right, let's go take a look at a few sectors. All right, first sector we'll look at is XLE. All right, XLE, we want it on the daily chart. There we go. All right, XLE price action for yesterday. Make sure I got the right one. I got a higher low and a higher high, but closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17, underneath the downtrend line, underneath this downtrend line right through here. So price action moves up, but continues to give it up. So it's just neutral right through here. Caught on this midpoint. It's on the bullish side of neutral or the midpoint, but just neutral. That's all it is. It keeps moving up. If it could get up here into the upper 30%, we would call it bullish. I would call it bullish up here. Just can't seem to hold that area for too long. All right, so there's XLE. So you got to break these downtrend lines. Got to get up on top of this 12-month high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. All right, and you can see you got to break these downtrend lines. Get up here into the upper third and hold. Right now, still neutral for XLE. Let's take a look at UNG. UNG yesterday, I'll make sure I got the right one. All right, UNG got a higher high up here. See that, a higher high and a lower low. So it's an outside day, closing underneath the bullish trap, but over the rising 17 and over this 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. It's 12-month high. So they're up here in quadrant 4, and they seem to hold it so far. At least they got more than 1 or 2 days. They got 5 days. That's looking good. So that is bullish up there. Able to hold this higher ground. That's bullish, UNG. Needs to cool off, and it is cooling off some. All right. We'll see where it goes from here. Let's take a look at USO. USO just neutral. All right. USO yesterday, higher low, higher high, closing inside a bearish trap under the falling 17. USO in a downtrend, UNG in an uptrend. Price action, just neutral here for USO. Can't seem to hold the higher ground. Again, they move up and they give it up. If they move up and give it up, that's just neutral. All right, when you move up and you hold that higher ground, that's when you get bullish. All right, right now, just neutral, right back here at the midpoint inside the buy box. I am expecting price to probably make a visit of this 3-year high anchored VWAP right up here. It's a 3-year high anchored VWAP and this uptrend line. So we very well may see price pop down here and challenge this uptrend line one more time before taking off and making their way back into the upper third. All right, so there's USO. It's not ready yet. Let's take a look at precious metals, GLD. Gold in an uptrend up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right, they won't be in a downtrend until they break this low right here below the 17. All right, all the way back here at the midpoint. Price action for yesterday, a higher, lower high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the 17, but on top of a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Up here in quadrant 4, that's still bullish. Silver got a lower high and a lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the 17, underneath this 12-year high anchored VWAP. Price action for silver, just neutral. Again, they keep moving up and giving it up. All right, so it's still neutral. If they could get up here and hold, you can see for more than 5 or 6 days, that would be something. All right, but still just neutral on silver. All right, so we did USO. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH, neutral right here. You can see they're no longer in the upper third, no longer in the upper quadrant. They're actually below the midpoint. SMH got a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17. About to break into bearish territory if they get down here into the lower third. All right, so just neutral right through here on SMH. Let's take a look at XLK. Technology, all right, lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Just neutral here on XLK. Just think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days ago, all right, they made a new all-time high. All right, and they're already back here at the neutral area. All right, so there's XLK. Nothing bullish going on that today, or at least yesterday. So there's XLK, just neutral right now. All right, let's take a look at XLF. XLF still up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Yesterday's price action, a little bit different from the market, with a higher low and a higher high, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. XLF still bullish. Again, holding that higher ground up here. All right, that's still bullish. All right, let's take a look at XLU. All right, XLU yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing. I'm gonna call it inside the upper third. All right, so that's still bullish up there. They lose, they get underneath this all-time high anchored VWAP, then they're going to be in neutral land. All right, so they were bullish up here, but if they lose that upper third, they get any lower than yesterday's close, they're just going to be neutral. All right, so there's XLU hanging on by a thread. I'm going to call it. They're still bullish up here. We'll see what happens with XLU. I really don't want to see the utilities rally, but kind of points to possible recessionary environment. All right, so when XLU thrives, it's usually because investors are moving to safety. All right, because they don't want to incur a huge drawdown, whereas XLU will help maintain stable accounts within their funds. All right, so there's XLU. Still bullish here up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Let's take a look at XLI. All right, XLI no longer in the upper third, just neutral here. Yesterday made a higher high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, and under the uptrend line. Again, just neutral up here on XLI. Take a look at IYT. Here's our transports. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under the falling 17, under the uptrend line. Again, they continue to move up and give it up. Move up, notice, and give it up. Move up and give it up. All right, so price action, just neutral right here. No longer in the upper third, no longer above the all-time high anchored VWAP. So there's IYT. All right, let's take a look at our economic package. All right, you can see our economic package, max pain for today is 592. We have 2 puts to each call that expires today at 415. This is for the SPY. Okay, US dollar index rallied higher yesterday. All right, price action. Is that a, I don't know if we made they got to take out this high up here. All right, if they take out that high, there'll be an uptrend. Right now, they're in a downtrend with a lower high and a lower low. All right, price action closed yesterday right about 107.35. Okay, still in a downtrend. Actually looking like a big bull flag from my perspective. We needed them to break the minor support. As you can see, they came down here and they tested the minor support right through. Actually, right through there. Okay, they tested, see the peaks right here, tested this minor support, and they kind of an igniting move back up there. So we'll see what happens with the US dollar. Still in a downtrend. All right, they get up any higher here, it's a possibility they could be in an uptrend. We'll see what happens. All right, so lower high, lower low. All right, there's a US dollar index. All right, let's take a look at the economic calendar. On the economic calendar today, we got international trading goods coming out at 8:30, pending international personal incomes and outlays at 8:30, retail inventories 8:30, wholesale inventories 8:30, Chicago PMI 9:45, a rig count at 1, and Goolsby's going to wrap up the evening. All right, so we're going to have to watch this personal incomes and outlays at 8:30. Maybe some signs of inflation going on there. All right, on the earnings front. On the earnings front, Berkshire was supposed to report today. They may report over the weekend. We'll see. They're about $2 trillion of market cap. For the rest of the day, nothing but familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. For Monday, we got nothing but familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the market. So nothing happening really on the economic or the earnings, unless, of course, Berkshire reports. That would be the one thing that we would have to look for. All right, that's it for me, traders. I will take questions in the room. If there's no questions, I'll go ahead and render my video, get this up there and posted. All right.